We are live again.
Welcome back.
Oh, okay. We're
The
back.
other monitor's broken
So back.
because it's supposed to be on.
So
right
we're back.
We are back. We're talking about movies again.
Again.
I love talking about movies.
I love talking about movies too.
I can talk for very I don't know.
How come you don't review horror movies or you just don't like?
I think I get bogged down in like rules and logic and characters instead of like some people are really like
Definitely, like I've noticed about you, you do like picking the logic of movies
not like
more than I think the average.
Why did
person
they
does.
scream and why not?
I-
that's
I think like you can apply that you can say that and people have different thoughts about it. It's like what like metric you use to measure like I guess a movie. So I think for the Barbarian one, I thought it was really garbage because of the way they set up the villain or like the the titty monster or whatever,
Yeah.
mommy milk
I feel
monster.
like there was just too many. They,
What?
It was unnecessary
I'm looking this up.
I think
tension.
well,
The interview.
no. I don't like the rules that they set the monster up with. And like when they escape, it's like, haha, you didn't really escape because
It knows where you are.
just because, it doesn't come out of the house until it does.
Yeah.
That's so interesting and cool and so creative. I wonder like how they came up with that. Yeah, I guess.
Is that it?
It looks like
That's what comes up.
a person.
Yeah.
Is that
I
the
know.
titty monster?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand the
crop out.
logic of the barbarian. I don't understand it. How long was the dude in the house, in the basement for?
Yeah.
Because
Not
how many
long.
generations? Because clearly, you had to raise the first generation of the inbred family, and then they went down the line. Because you don't get that inbred and that deformed in the first 2 or 3. That's like 6,
Yeah, 'cause
7.
he did it to the children too, so that's why.
Oh,
So yeah.
maybe it's sped up, but still, like that's a lot of kids that you have to take
Yeah,
care of in
I
like
think-
the 40, 50 years that he was still alive.
I think the idea that like, if you can think about like a plot or a character and it falls apart, that means it's like not as good as, one would, think, I guess. But if you can think about it and there's like layers and like motivations and, consistency of character and like the mechanics of, whatever, like a relationship or a monster's powers or someone's like power set. And you can think of like, I think the first Iron Man when he's like fighting big gray
Big Iron
like
Man.
big gray Iron Man, and it's like he runs out of battery.
Yeah.
And what's good about that final sequence, apart from it spawning the big blue laser, I guess, trend, is that like he worked around his limitations, and that's like one of the themes of the movie. I guess that's why people like that movie so much because it's like he's very human, very flawed, and he, every step that he made like had step backs and he had like struggles and stuff. It's not fun when you watch a movie and everyone's just blowing stuff up and everyone's invincible and the Marvels. I didn't really
there's no consequence.
there's no risk or consequence or like no growth of character when everyone's invincible and they can save the day immediately. It's kind of ass. I don't like that. It's like fast food. So, yeah. You can write a good horror movie. I just don't like horror movies that much.
I don't really like horror movies either, and that's the thing that I've like noticed is like people who say they're into movies, say they like movies. A lot of their favorite genre is horror. I don't like horror.
I just like horror because it's funny.
That's
the whole
Yeah.
point of it too.
Oh my god.
Don't take it
Like
so
I just don't
seriously.
I don't like horror stuff that much. I mean, part of it's just because like I'm just like a pussy. I get scared too easily. So
I like the Flanagan shows. I like Hill House and I like Bly Manor. I haven't seen one of his newest ones or the 2 newest ones, Midnight Mass and Fall of House of Usher. Has anyone saw that? Seen
No.
that? No.
I've heard of.
But I like
on
his.
Netflix, right?
Yeah, Netflix. I like those though. I haven't seen them. I usually try to view them in October.
Mhm.
Because
I-
it's fun. Oh no.
I was gonna say, I think one of the more unique horror movies I've seen recently was called Skinamarink. It had a very short theatrical run, and it was mostly shown at like festivals. It's on like your TV from whatever streaming service they slapped it on. It's actually pretty good. There's like limited dialogue. It's really creepy. And I'm gonna like describe it briefly, but like it doesn't match like watching it. You can't explain what happens in that movie.
Mhm.
It feels like one of those found footage ones, but there's no one actually recording the footage. You're just getting like glimpses of what's going on in this house from like a child's point of view, and like slowly like their parents disappeared. You hear like noises, kind of like just ambient, like really weird stuff. Two kids, they use actual child actors, which makes it kind of worse. And just parts of the house start disappearing, and they're stuck in here. The children don't know what's going on, so you see them trying to like hang out and play and try and like cope with whatever is happening, but they just can't comprehend it. It's actually quite scary because it's something new. I feel like horror lacks a lot of like new stuff going on.
Well, I think in today's modern era of horror, it's very build up tension, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't like jump scares. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, most
I
of
don't-
them is just jump scares, tension, and just playing off of your,
Yeah,
your anxiety.
I like ecstasy.
Yeah.
The word.
Like I like.
I don't know how to pronounce
like
the word. I
the
swear to God.
Existential.
Yeah, that
Like,
horror.
that's a really good horror movie. It's like the only horror movie I like.
Hmm. But like, I think jump scares are cheap and it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's very annoying. Yeah. There's a lot of, well, spoiler alert for Madam Web. But like there's a lot of jump scares in that movie, but they weren't designed that way, but they end up being jump scares and they end up being really annoying. Which is like, I don't know. That movie felt like it was supposed to be a horror movie somewhere along the way, and then
That's
it wasn't.
wild.
That's kind of how it's marketed, kind of.
I guess, I don't know. I haven't seen much of the marketing. I've
I mean,
only
it's-
seen people
it's-
make
it's
fun of
like-
it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they died, and we have to prevent them from dying.
Did you see the Raven Simone crossover promotion they did for that movie? It's really bad. Because the main character of Madam Web can see, she has like the same goofy powers, yeah, visions and stuff. And they thought it was a good idea to do a crossover promotion with That's a Raven. So it's cool.
Oh,
What?
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
It's awful.
Did you see that new Avatar live action show?
Speaking of awful,
So supremely terrible.
yeah.
And they messed up the first one with like 6 guys moving little tiny boulders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to just. I don't think this is a hot take. I talked to Matthew about this. I think we agreed.
Don't make live action.
We need to just let that.
Leave animation alone.
Just let
Yeah.
that series go.
Yeah.
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 It's.
Aren't they trying to
Just-
change a lot of the plot?
I don't know.
They changed.
I just
they're
seen
changing,
like
one
clips.
person.
Didn't they make
Security
Toph
control.
able to see? Wasn't that
I
something?
don't know
I
about
don't think she's
that.
even in it. 'cause
I think-
it's only the first season.
I heard that they're
Season.
going to make her able to see.
That's
wild.
that's
That's wild.
Defeats the whole purpose of her character. Yeah.
her whole character and her developing.
I
Yeah.
think one of the things that was really interesting that got like screamed over because it had words like sexism and whatnot is because they were changing Sokka's, I guess, humor to be less like,
Misogynist, yeah.
yeah, but like
Even though
That's his
like-
character. Because
that's the
where it
only
develops,
reason that
like,
Aang gets, split out of the ice ball because I think what's her name tries to do something.
Katara.
Yeah, and
He's like
his sexism leads to him like doing it himself or something like that, or it makes her mad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
His comedy makes her mad enough to split the ice.
But he improves, and that's his
Yeah,
like,
that's-
learns-
Yes,
That's where
yes,
his
yeah.
development goes
It, the
from right
the
there.
girl he was with later on in the story helps him overcome that, judgmental.
Yeah, so you're kind of changing the whole story if you make it like inoffensive.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
that show's good. Avatar's a good show,
Why don't they just stay true to content?
but
because they
Just
already
leave it
we need
did
to
alone.
it
let
right the
that
first
series
time.
go.
Yeah, let
It's
it-
not that good. I
It-
think.
I think he's a I don't agree with that one.
I
It's
think.
pretty good.
I mean, no. As far as like family television goes, it's probably like the best. But in terms
No.
of like grand scale television, we gotta pump the brakes a little bit. Like
Yeah.
it's good. I think it's like I said this to you. I said literally the same thing. It's like the Clone Wars effect, where it's like it's the first thing that a lot of people watched that had a story, so it made them think that it's like high art.
Clone Wars had it's different because it's like I guess Avatar had an overarching story. Even if they did
Mhm.
like take breaks and do like side quests and stuff, it was all related to the backdrop of
Mhm.
the main story of stopping the fire god, whatever.
Fire Lord.
Fire Nation.
Fire Nation. Yeah, I mean, it's a little different. I feel like Avatar's a little better than you're making it out to be. I feel.
No, I think it's pretty good, but I think people praise it a little too much for my opinion. I think we need to knock these people down a
Well,
peg.
Well,
What's your favorite kid show?
Probably Avatar.
so like I would ask like the way they're describing it, what TV show would you put in its place to have that like worthy praise of it being like, oh, it's really good.
I don't know. I mean,
Because they're describing it as something it's not, according to you, right?
yes.
So like, what would that example be?
I don't know. Some TV for like adults.
Like Game of Thrones?
No, maybe the first 4 seasons of Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
exactly. I feel like if you like a good story can be. I feel like if it's a good story, it doesn't matter whether or not it's pitched to kids or
Yes.
adults.
I mean, you're right.
To an extent.
And
I'm not watching Blue's Clues
Yeah,
and giving it
yeah.
an Oscar. I don't care. You know what I
Adults
mean?
also enjoy it. And I think that's important. It's
I
like,
mean, Blue's Clues back then was pretty
The
dope.
goat.
though. I mean, come on. Now they have like little phones and iPads. They don't even have we just got a letter anymore. No.
You just got a notification.
Well,
That's probably what it is now.
We just got an email.
We just got an email.
Wonder who it's from. It's like a phishing link.
Blue's an iPad kid now.
Oh no.
No.
It's so depressing. If I have a child, he ain't getting nothing. No technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your ass
Or at least like
outside.
monitored.
No, I agree. Like,
Because iPad kids are real. There's a lot of people talking online, and they're like, "Yeah, my first graders don't know anything, or
It's over.
it's over."
It's
Yeah,
over.
like,
So
the West
over.
is falling.
there's people like in 5th grade. They teach like 5th grade in middle school, and it's like they don't know like basic maths.
I think that was
concepts.
COVID mostly, though.
That definitely has
Yeah,
something to
that
do
was
with it.
COVID.
That definitely
Yeah,
added
rob
some
them
stuff,
already.
but like
The general like trend.
it's
It was
down.
going in that direction, but COVID kind of
Yeah,
It
accelerated it a lot.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I might be wrong about this, I don't think that the people who are currently in like 5th grade were the iPad kids. I think it's the people who are like in 3rd grade about now, right?
Mhm.
So, because I'm thinking about like my cousins, I have like a lot of them in different age groups, and the ones who are in 5th grade now seem mostly fine, aside from like the whole COVID thing. Maybe that's where like the iPad kid came in, but I don't think they were. I think a majority of them are just like they got screwed over, and I wouldn't blame technology for that necessarily. It's on the parents for not helping their kids, you know.
I just think it's sad that you don't see kids at like parks hardly ever anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They built these parks for people to use and take their kids, and there's no one there.
yeah. Well, it's dangerous, you know, the outside, and parents don't like watching their kids, or they don't have time to because they need to go make money and stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
I think there's just the whole. It's a problem. It stems from the top.
it does.
Yeah, but there are like ways to make it work. I feel like.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't even see kids in the neighborhood like riding their bikes anymore. Like that was like the thing. Like you ride your bike to your friend's house and like you just chill. I don't know.
Race
Yeah.
down the street.
Yeah.
I live next to a middle school. I live like right next to a middle school. Like I walked there when I went there, and there's our next door neighbors have like a basketball hoop outside of their house. So like all the kids who like wait to get picked up, they walk over there and they play basketball.
What?
And it's funny because I'm like, oh, that's nice. Kids are like playing outside. That's so awesome that they're still doing that.
Yeah, they do that around my neighborhood too.
Yeah,
It's
and like my grandparents get so annoyed. They're like, why are these kids in our yard?
yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, nah.
It is a little bit annoying because we have one. It's like broken now, but like they would knock on our door and be like, "Hey, can we use your basketball goal?" I'm like, why are you asking me? Like,
Well,
just
at least
use
they're
it.
They don't do all
asking.
that, but
I mean, if they stole the fucking thing, like I wouldn't care. I'd be like, "Well, you deserve it. You want it that bad. You kind of deserve it if you can steal it out of my driveway."
Well, I
don't know.
mean, people steal stuff and they get shot. Did y'all hear that? Someone
Yeah.
someone stole a barbecue pit and he shot him. Like he chased him down and shot him.
I mean,
Damn.
I was like, what the heck? And I
But
was
that's
like,
wow.
dude.
consequences.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to steal something from someone else, as long as you're not trying to like kill them,
Nah.
like because
I don't know, just go buy a new one, or I don't know, call the cops and describe. Obviously, he knew who he was, so just call the cops and be like,
But the-
okay, he's wearing this, and that. Don't go and shoot the guy
it's
and kill him.
It
dramatic.
depends.
I agree, but it's also like the cops won't do that much. I don't think because
Yeah.
like yeah.
We'll let the cop do it. I don't know, because I mean,
Y'all see the clip
dude's
of
in
the
trouble.
cop with like a pebble fell in it,
Oh,
like
yeah.
an acorn,
I'm fired.
I'm hit.
Shots fired. I'm hit. Boom, boom, boom.
like
Missing
an
everything.
acorn fell in his windshield, and he started tweaking. He like pulled his gun out. That's awesome. They do so much. They help so much.
So funny.
Yeah, I just
So
thought
awesome that
was-
there are cops that just like sit there and wait for people to speed by.
Mhm.
Like you could be
Yeah.
doing something else. You could be doing something productive.
That's annoying.
We shouldn't have been speeding.
20,
Yeah.
20 and a
Yeah, bruh.
going over.
People complain to me about their speeding tickets. I'm like, how fast were you going?
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the cop side. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Don't
got a
speed
ticket once.
In a school zone. In a school zone?
No. No.
No, that's a big
I hate when
deal.
people do that.
Yeah, they're
Like you see the thing blinking. It's for
big
school.
flashing
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really big there though. If you're speeding in a school zone.
Yeah.
Slow down. We ain't going nowhere. Like,
I hate the people on the highway who like dart in and out of other cars because that always distracts me. Like I'm already
Yeah.
distracted by all the
You
billboards.
said they're right behind you, like literally like right here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I was driving. So I have a friend who lives outside of the city, and I was driving around where they were at. And here in Dallas, we're all kind of like really close to each other relative to other places, apparently. So I was like maybe 20, 30 feet back, and he looks over to me and he's like, why are you so close to them? Like, you need to back up. Traffic is really different in other places. I hate it here.
I've learned it's manageable. I feel like my dad always taught me to drive drive for other people. You know what I mean? Because he's been in like maybe 2 accidents, and he's gotten like, tickets before, and he always takes the courses. But when he stopped getting into that trouble, it's like you gotta have less of an ego on the road. I feel like, because I'm driving with my sisters and my brothers, and they're at a stop sign. Someone runs the stop sign, and they're like, you know what? I would have kept going. No.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're in the right of way. You don't,
Yeah.
like, it's not worth playing that game.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
You're
You're just gonna end up hurting yourself.
Where were
Yeah.
we? Didn't we almost get hit over here?
That was kind of you. Oh, you mean, downtown? You missed
No, not downtown. Right there.
Do you remember that, though?
The stop sign. Or not the stop sign, the light by the
Uh,
gas station near the
where
jungle.
the bridge is
Yeah.
over there? Yeah.
Remember?
That was crazy.
He just went through the red light.
Yeah.
I mean, thankfully I had my foot on the brake already.
Yeah. Because it's like, when you're seeing it, I feel like in hindsight, it's like, yeah, I saw him going that fast. But, like, if you get in an accident, it's kind of like, I understand how people can get into those accidents, though. Even if you have, like, green light, you see a guy coming, like, you expect them to stop. But,
They always want to take the risk.
yeah.
I was on the tollway and everything was fine, and then right in front of me, like maybe a mile ahead, I didn't see it actually happen, but a 3-way car accident just happened and shut down the whole tollway. Like when we drove by it, one of the cars looked like it had been lit on fire, like it was all like shrapnel all over the ground. One of them, it looked like a sandwich. It was really bad.
Sorry,
And I'm
that's-
like, it is a straight road, and that is entirely because of people like darting in between other
Yeah.
cars. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw a car. This was in like September. I was driving to a fighting game tournament, and I saw this car. It looked like it had exploded. It was literally just like the shell of the car was like black, like
Oh my
covered in like
gosh.
soot. It smelled like a car that just exploded.
Yeah.
We were like, what the hell happened? Like,
I have seen 3 cars like on their sides
Saw a
in
car flipped
Dallas.
over.
Yeah.
Same.
I think it was 2 years ago. There's a car flipped over on the 35 east towards Keys or over here coming this way. They blocked off the whole road because motherfucker was in 3 different lanes, just flipped over.
Was it a Jeep?
It looked like a Jeep.
Yeah. Those are the only ones I see like on the highway flipped over.
Don't get it cheap.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah. It's
built.
because they're terrible. They have like a little sign in them that says, "Hey, don't turn too hard. You're gonna flip over," and they include a picture so that you can't miss it, and yet they still just go.
But the off-road capabilities of this, it all matter.
Yeah. I mean, it'll get off the road, but
Yeah, it'll get off the
not
road
the way
already.
you
Yeah,
want.
definitely.
Yeah.
In a ditch.
Yeah, I was in a back road and I found one on its side. It didn't look like it got into an accident or anything happened. It just looked like someone like put it there. And yeah.
Just plopped it there.
No, and there was no one there. Like no warning. I was driving on this one lane road and just there's a vehicle in front of me on its side. Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow.
I'm looking at the construction workers. I'm sorry. Driving their little,
Your little vehicle.
yeah, their little forklift thingies.
Yeah, I like driving a
They're so
small
cool.
car, or like I guess it's like a normal size car. It's not like an SUV or anything. I like
Mhm.
that. I learned to drive on like my grandpa's like big truck.
Ooh.
I hated it. So as soon as I was like getting my own car, I was like, please get me something small. I do not want to drive that shit again.
And now it tells you whenever you're close to the cars.
Yeah.
What
That
is
shit
it?
scares
Get a
me.
Cybertruck.
No.
My car has like the collision detection, and it has actually like kind of saved me a couple of times. But then sometimes it'll go off for no reason.
Yeah,
And I'll be like, oh, and I'm like, I was like freak out. I'm like, am I about to fucking die?
Wow.
all you hear.
It's the imaginary friend that you imagine out the window. Like,
Yeah.
it's coming to say hi.
You know, so it has like
More
it
than
has like a
stop.
lane assist thing. So if I'm like drifting out of the lane, it'll start beeping at me. Which I've like at this point just kind of tuned that out. but-
Yeah.
You got
You're in the middle of
it.
Yeah, I'm just drifting over.
In the middle of both lanes. Yeah. Turning up the music.
Yeah, then every now and then the collision detection will go off, and I start seeing the light.
Bro, you said
Oh my
In the
god.
tunnel? What do you mean?
Elon's little super hell tunnel. Have you-
yeah, dude, I would hate to like be in that thing. That would freak me out. That would
Yeah.
freak me out so much.
No.
I want to take a train. I want to build a train.
I would have trains.
Yeah, build a train.
Cross country trains sound so cool, man.
Yeah.
Like bullet trains and stuff. Somebody's gonna blow up a rail or something. That's why I honestly think they don't ever build them, or they don't like take much.
They're making one.
They're trying.
I hope it succeeds. From here to Houston, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, why would you want to go to Houston?
Yeah.
Like I have family there, but
Yeah, I have family there too. It's the only time I ever do.
oh, we have to wrap up.
It's like,
Last
God,
thing.
Whoa.
Houston's a shithole. That is all.
It's a big swamp.
My sister lives there.
Houston.
Yeah.
There's like a big like whenever you go to
Yeah.
Houston, it's like humid and everyone's mean.
I just heard bad things about Houston.
I saw someone get like robbed when I took a megabus down there, which was a mistake. That was so hilarious. He's like, help, and I look over to my dad. And he's laughing. he's like, damn, that guy's getting robbed.
Oh shit.
we just laughed at him. Poor guy. I hope he's doing okay.
No, you're not.
Probably not. He's probably not.
I hope he got his stuff
doing
back.
okay, too. I'm just
Yeah.
laughing at your imitation.
Yeah, I'm not thinking his storytelling.
Yeah.
What's worse is that this you said I just looked at him and just laughed.
Yeah, we did. It was funny. It was humorous. Bad things can happen. You can laugh at them. It's okay.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, I do that all the time.
all the time.
No, that's
You gotta wait a few minutes.
That submarine that got lost, that was like the funniest thing
Yeah.
ever.
No, y'all are heartless. That's messed
It's a
up.
bunch of rich people.
I know,
Yeah.
but who cares?
It
They're
reminds you of that one
humans.
The only one I
tragedy.
feel
Barely,
bad for is the
barely.
17-year-old, but
Yeah.
they don't care about
Yeah.
us.
Well, I knew he
That-
didn't want
that
to
kid
go
didn't
on.
wanna
That's
go, he
why.
died.
Yeah,
He,
well,
he
that's-
literally didn't want to go. He
That's
just
the only
wanted-
one I
was
feel
some
bad for.
natural selection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Failed his dice.
It really is.
That was like the worst.
No, prayers to the families.
We
I
gotta,
don't- Yeah, no.
on that note.
On that note, prayers up to everyone who gets robbed and compressed in a submarine 30,000 feet below sea level. Goodbye, Toodle Pip. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
He's a total-
Matthew, do you want to go get food?